What's going on, guys? This is Austin FFA or Luna. How are you doing today? Now, I'd like to start this commentary off by saying thank you so much for all the great feedback on yesterday's video. I really didn't think it would even do that good. I was really skeptical, but a lot of you guys left great feedback. I even had people saying do more. I had people saying do these instead of stories. So, I'm really happy. And there will always be, so many of you took offense with the whole weed story thing. I didn't say I was stopping them completely. I said I want to take a break. I don't want it based around weed. I don't want my channel based around drugs. Because, I did stop smoking weed for many reasons, and one of them, which was just to have a better reputation, I guess you could say. Not saying it gives you a bad one, but with the type of kid I was, it got me into really bad situations. So I quit smoking. And I didn't want to have for example, guys, it will never happen. But say a team like FaZe came along, right? Like some famous team came along and wanted me for commentating or just for making videos or sniping. And they look at my channel and see that. And, it's not bad, but it makes me look like a scumbag when I'm really not, and I don't know. I was a scumbag, okay? Last year I was a fucking scumbag, but now I'm good. I'm good now, and that's why I share these stories with you, so you can learn from them and not do what I do. But, I don't want to sit here and rant to you guys. I'm not your dad, but, I'm just saying, I'm better now, but I like sharing my old stories just because they're funny and they're interesting, I can tell. So, anyway, guys, this happened last summer, okay? And like I've said in previous commentaries, smoking weed and, go late night stops to get food or anything like that, it would always get me into bad situations. Even if I wasn't doing anything wrong, for some reason I'd always find myself in fucked up situations. So, this particular night, me and a couple buddies were obviously doing our thing. This was last summer. This was when I was free to do what I wanted. So, we were smoking weed one night, okay? And we got really hungry, super hungry. It was like 12 midnight and we were starving. So we happen to live a mile away from Tim Hortons. Now what a Tim Hortons is a donut place. And they sell coffee, donuts, breakfast sandwiches, and it's so good and it's open really late. So me and a couple of friends were like, yo, let's walk up to Tim Hortons. And I thought nothing could go wrong. But, from the area I'm from, I'm just looking for trouble. So, we walk up the street. We turn the corner to start walking this. Basically, my house is 2 streets, and I'm right there. But both streets are very long. So, we're walking up this long street. It actually has a hill at one point. And to the left side of me, there's woods. So, we're walking right by these trees. And this is when it gets kind of sketchy. I look up the hill, and I see these kids coming down. There literally looks like there's a group of them, just fucking tons of these kids, and they look like my age, not any older, not any younger, probably like 16, probably about a year older than me actually. So they're coming down, mixed group of kids, mixed age group. Some looked my age, some didn't. So they're coming down looking at me, and I kind of got a really bad vibe because I always get nervous whenever I see a big group of people coming at me at night. I always get freaked out. So me and my friends who left the house, we didn't have much on us. My one friend had illegal stuff on him, and I had money on me, nothing huge. I only had like $30, but this is where it sucks. So we get halfway up the hill, and we're just about to meet face to face with these kids coming down. Now, here's what I expected to happen. I go to the left, my whole group of friends go to the left, they go to the right. We part our ways, we keep going. Sadly, that just couldn't fucking happen, okay? So we're walking up this hill. We finally get right to where these kids are, and my one friend stops, and I was like, what the hell are you doing? And then I turn around and I look, and my friend is getting talked to by one of these kids, and I'm like, what? So I go up to him, and I thought they just knew each other or something, because they're talking like they were normal. So I go over there and I see what's going on, and then I hear one of them go, just give me everything and I'll let you go. And I'm like, oh great. So then all of a sudden this one kid grabs me by my arm, and I'm like, fuck. I got so scared. These kids could have done a lot worse than what they did. So I'm sitting there, and then my one friend is just sitting there wondering what to do. He's sitting there, he's like, oh god. You could just see it in his eyes. He was bug-eyed. He didn't know whether to run or whether to try and fight these kids off. So my one friend goes, I'm not giving you shit. And I was like, great, here it comes. So this one kid just fucking winds up and punches my friend square in the face. No questions asked. And I'm like, oh my god. I got so scared. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get punched next. Let's see what happens, guys. I'm gonna get punched next. So I'm sitting there. He goes, what do you got on you? I'm like, my phone. He's like, really? What do you got on you? You're going up to that Tim Hortons. What do you got on you? I'm like, my phone. And he's like, empty your pockets. So I emptied out my one pocket, and it was my phone. Okay, I emptied out my other pocket. I'm like, see, nothing. And then he grabs my the white part of my pocket and pulls it out completely, and my $30 falls. And he goes, oh, so you're lying to me now? I'm like, no, dude, I just didn't want to give you my money. He's like, that's lying, dipshit. And then he pushed me. So I'm like, all right. So he pushed me, and I pushed him back. And the minute I pushed him back, my one friend fucking ran at him. Straight up shoulder, smashes him in the shoulder. It was like a football tackle. You guys, obviously you've seen that. My friend runs up to him with his shoulder and just bashes this kid in the shoulder. The kid falls over, and I just booked it. I went the other way. I ran. Completely fucking ran. So I'm going down the hill, because if you're going downhill, you're getting a lot more speed. So I'm going downhill, hauling ass. There's one kid chasing behind me, and I am freaking out, okay? Because this kid's fast, okay? I could tell, I could hear him behind me. He was hauling straight ass at me right now. So I'm running, and I immediately hit the street where my house is. The minute I turn the corner, I cut through a yard. I run right behind a couple, not my neighbors, but there's this street that's off of mine that a few people I know. I just ran in their backyard. This was for my safety. I didn't care. They could call the cops on me for trespassing. I just cut through yards, okay? Now, from this yard, there was a wooded area. I jumped through the wooded area and then just continued to haul ass. So I finally hit my street, and that's where no one was around, okay? I managed to get away from this one kid. I think the other two kids that were in this group of bad kids, or this gang, was trying to either hit my friend or get into a fight with him. My friend is a pretty heavy-set kid, so he was fighting off very well. I know this because afterwards they were telling me. So I stopped on my street. I called them, and they were like, everything was okay. We actually were able to fight them off, and they ran away with all our stuff, but still, everything's all right. So I met up with them, and everyone ended up being okay, thank God. Now, I actually found out these kids were related to a gang in my school, believe it or not. They're all actually a grade higher than me, and they're all in special ed. That's why I didn't recognize them when I saw them. But one of my friends was able to identify one of them because they're in the same classroom together. So that's basically the story, guys. I'd never recommend going out of your house past midnight. Unless you know it's a safe area, I wouldn't recommend doing it. And it really does. It can result in some shitty things. But, that was basically the time I got robbed by a gang. It fucking sucked. Every minute of it was terrible. I hope you guys enjoyed the story. If you did, drop that like button. Subscribe for more. This has been Austin FFA or Luna. I'll see you guys tomorrow with another video. I'm not telling you what it is. It's going to be a good one. That's all I'm saying. So anyway, guys, peace.